Hey guys, this is Simon. We are in Siem Reap, Cambodia. This is our 6th and last day here, and I would love to give you guys some tips on the stuff that I wish I knew before we came visiting Angkor Wat and all the temples in the area. Right now we're sitting at Bantai Kadai. It's a huge temple, and as you can see there's no one behind me right now. We're in this huge temple almost alone. That's what I want to talk about, because all the temples in the area are extremely crowded, but there are ways that you can avoid it. We thought that getting up early in the morning would guarantee that we would be alone here, but everyone else get up early in the morning. Even when we left our hotel at 5 a.m, it was traffic on the road. We got to Angkor Wat and it was super crowded. So we figured out how to do this, and I would love to share these tips with you to make your trip as good as possible, because this place is absolutely magical. It's one of the most incredible things I've seen in my life, and when you see it the way that we experience it right now without all the crowds, it's mind-blowing. First, some general tips. Make sure that you're respectful while you're at the temple. You have to cover your shoulders. Don't wear short shorts. Cover your knees. If you're interested in taking good photos, I recommend wearing a little bit brighter clothes, like wear white or something that makes you stand out. All the structures are quite dark, so we found that when we were wearing black clothes, you would just kind of blend in with the background. It doesn't make it as nice. Another thing is, if you see monks, it is fine to take photos of them, but make sure you're respectful and approach them. Do not touch the monks. You can bow to them and smile and ask for permission to take a photo, and if they say yes, you do it. So when it comes to tickets to Angkor Wat, it's not, compared to other things in Asia, it's not cheap, but I would say it's worth it, and I would really recommend spreading your visit out over more days. For us, going later than 9-10 a.m. is not really worth it. It's super crowded, it gets very hot, and it's not so comfortable to visit the temples. You have to wear proper clothes, you have to cover your shoulders, cover your knees, and it gets very hot after 9 a.m. So I really recommend getting at least 3 days and then spread your visit out. So you go from 6 in the morning till 9 or 10 a.m. and do just 4 or 5 temples each day. Then you don't get sick of it, it's not so hot, and you get to visit the temples when it's not so crowded. So if you want to get a lot of good info on the temples, you can rent a tour guide. We didn't do it, but we've seen a lot of the tour guides, and we've been eavesdropping every time we've been walking past, and it sounds like they have a lot of cool facts. When it comes to visiting the temples without a lot of people, we figured out the best way was to rent a motorbike. The tuk-tuk drivers are great because they know all the temples and they know where to go. They will drop you off and wait for you in each temple and take you to the next one. The problem is, a lot of them take you on the same route as everyone else, which means you're at the temple when it's the most crowded. They start with Angkor Wat, the biggest one, and then from there they will take you further to Ta Phrom, so basically you're just following the crowds the whole way. We tried to explain that we wanted to do it opposite, but it didn't really get it. If you look at the map, the city of Siem Reap, where you're most likely to stay, is down south, and all the temples are north of it. Most tuk-tuk drivers and guides want to start at the temple of the south and take you on a circuit from there. However, we found that if we got our own motorbike and went all the way to the temple to the north, then worked our way back, we could avoid the crowds the whole way. If you don't know how to drive a motorbike yourself, look at the map of the temples and set up the routes. So you can start in the north and then work your way south. So most people start with Angkor Wat for sunrise. That means you get up at 5 in the morning, you drive to Angkor Wat, you wait for about an hour, and you watch the sunrise. The problem with this is you will be watching the sunrise with literally a few thousand people, and everyone is staying in the same spot watching the sunrise. When we were here, we started walking around the temple to the backside while people were waiting for the sunrise, and we got to experience Angkor Wat completely alone. There were literally no one else there, it was just us. So I would suggest you can sleep a little bit longer, go to Angkor Wat, but don't sit in front of it and wait for the sunrise. If you're going to visit Ta Phrom, which is the jungle temple where Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie was filmed, you have to be there at 7:30 when it opens. We went there at maybe 8:39 and it was already incredibly crowded and not so enjoyable. I suggest for one of your mornings, go early, go to Angkor Thom. And Angkor Thom, the city has 4 gates. These gates are beautiful, and obviously they have no opening hours, so you can go there as early as you want. If you want to take a great photo, start at the east gate, because that's where the sun comes up, so the light is beautiful there. As soon as you shot a few photos at the gates, head into Bayon. Bayon temple opens at 7:30. When we went there at 7:30, it was completely empty. In my opinion, Bayon is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, so don't miss out on that one. Today we got up at 6:30, we took our motorbikes, we drove up to Ta Phrom, which is quite far north compared to the other temples. We were there at 7:30 when it opens, and we were completely alone there. We walked around and we took photos for a good 15-20 minutes before the first other person showed up, which was awesome. When you're done at Ta Phrom, just drive south to PROHM, which is also a huge temple. This one apparently is open from 5 a.m. But also when we went after Ta Phrom, it was completely empty. From there's also a lot of other temples in the area, and you could end up here at Bantai Khede. It is now 9 a.m. and it's still really quiet here. Basically, my main message is, if you can drive a motorbike, do it. It's even cheaper than the tuk-tuks, and you have the freedom to get around as much as you want. One good tip though, keep a bill in your pocket of $5 or $10 and a pocket on your own, just in case you get stopped by the police, and you can say that's the only money you have when you get out of that situation. If you're not comfortable driving a motorbike, get a tuk-tuk, but insist on doing the route yourself. I will put some suggested routes in the description below so that you can try to follow them. If you want to go on your own and figure out your own route, just make sure that you start the opposite direction. Start as far away from Siem Reap city as possible. The whole area here, whole Siem Reap area, is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. Even though I've been wanting to come here for about 10 years, it still exceeded all my expectations. And I think the reason for that is that we were smart about our visit times. That already from 9 a.m. and later, it started getting annoyingly crowded. It's getting hot. It's just not so enjoyable. So if you're going to choose what time to visit Angkor Wat, I recommend visiting in the dry season. It's less humid, it doesn't feel as hot. We're here in the beginning of March. I think it's starting to come to the end of the dry season. Because we've been lucky, it's been very dry while we've been here. It hasn't been too hot, but when it's dry, it's also incredibly dusty. So I recommend getting one of these, because you are basically breathing sand all day. So out of all the temples and everything we've seen here, I think I have to say that my favorites have been Bayon. I think that was just mind-blowing, and you have to make sure you go there early in the morning. I really enjoyed the Victory Gate. We got some great photos there, and it was quiet and nice, and it's a beautiful structure. I thought Ta Phrom was amazing, just for that there's one place with this beautiful tree growing up over an entrance, and I thought that was incredible. Other than that, Ta Phrom is one of the most famous temples. It's the one from Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider. However, it's very crowded there, and all the places where the trees are growing up on the temple, there's kind of built a little structure in front of it, which kind of separates you from the actual structure, which I didn't find that appealing, and it wasn't that good for taking photos at least. So I would say that my top three are Bayon, the Victory Gate, and Ta Phrom. So when you finish visiting the temples at 9 or 10 in the morning, you have the whole day in front of you, and I would just recommend either getting a bicycle or a motorbike, and just randomly go around Siem Reap. We just went up and down the same streets and just looked at the life, talked to people, took photos, and we just had a great time. It's a very nice city. You see a lot of local life. It's quiet, it's calm, it's a great place, and just make sure you take time to visit the city as well. So that was all our awesome tips about Siem Reap. It will really make a difference on your visit, and I really hope you have a great time here. For us, it's been incredible. If you have any comments, just put it below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out our vlogs from Cambodia and my photography tips. And that's it. Have a good time.